Check, check. Hello. My name's Phil and I'm a tester from the UK and I am going to do a session of testing to see if I can improve my skills. There's lots of ads on this thing. So how's this going to work? I'm going to time box this to 1 hour and then I'm just going to just test it with no goal in mind and see how I do. This is, I've never seen this before. It's a number sorter. So first thing to do is to play around the product and see what I can learn. So I will bring up Typora as well, just so I can make some notes here. So number sorter, Philip Wong, 9th of September. So here we have a number sorter. We've got a new button. You've got a new number sorter. So do an outline. So we've got input boxes. Yeah, let's make this a bulleted list. So input boxes. Input and output. I notice there's underneath this number sorter, there's a description that says so we have some claims there. Oops. Claims description under the tool that describes the capabilities of the tool. Might be useful for checking consistencies with the actual product. So let's have a read. What does it say? Number sorter is an easy to use tool. Okay. Easy to use according to who? The normal human? An old granny? Who is it? To sort number, int, float, long, big number. I think these things mean different things depending on the programming language. I'm not sure. Okay. Supports input and output number separator. What does that mean? Supports input and output number separator. Oh, here we are. So it gives you a new separator, okay? And then also copy, paste, and number sort. So you can see the copy there. So straight off so we've got a little requirements thing going on here already anyway. It's a very unique tool to sort numbers ascending as well as descending. Okay, where's the ascending? There's ascending and descending. With ease. This tool allows loading with the numbers URL, which loads numbers and sorts. Click on the URL, enter and submit. So where is it? Oh, there it is. So load external URL, sample URL. I see. So it allows you to load any URL with plain text in it. Or maybe, is it only plain text? I assume so. Looks like there's open file as well here. So there's users can sort numbers, files, number file. Users can also sorts numbers file. Sorry, that's not making sense to me. Users can also sort the numbers by uploading the file. I think that's what it means. Number sorter online works well with Windows, Mac. So we've got another claim here. It supports all those. Windows what? Mac. is not an operating system. Which versions? I mean, you don't have to be outright and say what version, but yeah, it doesn't mention that. Example of text. It says try it. Bet it brings me up. Yep, you can see in the URL on the bottom left, it brings up the fills it in. That's interesting. Sorry, get rid of that. So let's try that again, shall we? I don't know what happened there. So if I click try it, apparently it's supposed to enter these values into the input form, but it hasn't done so. I'm not sure if it's a Chrome thing. That doesn't seem to have worked. So when you do that, it seems to have the numbers on here. But when you compare these numbers, is that the same as the sample number list? It is indeed. If I click on that, if I delete it and do it again, yes, it is. Those numbers don't match with these numbers, so I'm not sure if there's an inconsistency there. I'm not sure if they intended to have these as the sample numbers that you could fill it in with. Lots of adverts here, so I assume this is where they make their money and they want more traffic on this website. So for advanced users, you can do that or do this, and that didn't seem to work, so I want to try again. So let me copy and paste this instead. Does that work? I try a new tab. No, it has not worked. That's strange. What is it? Any of my add-ons that are in the way? No, this is incognito, so that's strange. So we've got some claims here. What can you do with so you can sort numbers. It's a unique tool. Okay, I've got some questions here. How do you define unique? Is it only the ascending, descending? Is it only referring to the ascending, descending feature? Is that what you mean by unique? Okay, let me just do this, might be easier. Sort numbers ascending and descending. Yeah, I can see this in the UI. Yeah. This tool saves your time and helps to sort with numerical data with ease. Helps to sort. Okay. I'm going to split those. Helps. Saves your time. Saves time for who? Who is the audience? Helps to sort with ease. With ease. How is that defined? Allows loading the allows loading numbered URL. I don't understand that. I think that means this bit here. Data as parameter, perhaps, is that what it means? Okay, I'm want to write there, see advanced users section. Users can also sort, that's the same, isn't it? Not quite, okay. Sort numbers by uploading the file. Windows. Okay, this is platform testing. Let me just save this somewhere. Okay, so what do we have here then? Who created this number sorter? What is the context? I'm guessing Code Beautify wants to build more traffic to get people to get more revenue from ads. Therefore, the tools must be useful to the user. The user could be who could the user be? Developers and testers looking to clean their test data, whether it's testing or or I don't know, or yeah, let's just leave it at that. Looking to clean their data. I'm gonna do product outline there. Taking too much time to. I don't know if this is. I'm doing more documentation than actual testing. So let's see here. Excuse me. So there's product outline, there's input boxes here. There's a sample number list. Okay. There's all sorts of buttons here. Okay. There's text. Okay, I'm gonna reduce my scope to just this bit. Forget about the claims for now. Forget this for now. I'm not gonna have time. How long I've been recording? I forgot to put the 1 hour thing. I'm gonna say I've done 10 minutes already, so need to set another alarm, I guess. Tell you what, no, let's do half an hour. Let's do half an hour and see where I go. Test session for around 30 minutes. So you've got a product outline there. Okay, I'm going to forget the claims. Okay, lessons learned. Let's do lessons learned. Or conclusions. Why isn't it coming out in the outline? Here we go. Conclusions. I'm already going to end and say could have reduced scope to only the top of the page, not claims. Forget documenting about claims. Excuse me. Yeah, so we've got the so what is my goal here? I don't have a goal. So the goal, is it called a goal for a test charter? Goal is to What kind of bugs do I want to find? Can I find one bug? Can I find one bug? Let's do that. Make it very simple. Just going to adjust myself because I'm not sitting comfortably. Okay, so 28 minutes left. Product outline. So we've got two input boxes. Sample. So input box has various buttons. Sample, history, load previous data. It has a tooltip as well. Should I do this? Okay, each button has a tooltip. Appears to have a tooltip. Okay. And then you have load previous data, save online. Let's try it. Okay, brings up the modal. Or launches the modal. Let's simplify the English. Clear, copy, and full screen. Copy and full screen. Save online. Full screen without. Full screen should be 2 words. Is it consistent with that? At least they're consistent, those tooltips. Output box. So they have line numbers, I noticed. Oh, it's got some error there. So includes validation when input box is wrong. Interesting. So it detects that there's text, increased text size is on the bottom. Okay, so let's do that. Top and then bottom of the buttons there are. Let's call this top bar instead. These are just my notes anyway. Line column. Detector, I don't know what you call it. Or index. Size of the file. How accurate is it? Increase, decrease, text size. Okay. Output box. Okay. We've got some of the same things here. We've got the save. Okay, save, delete, save, clear, copy to clipboard. Is this called save online here as well? Yes. Does that launch the modal too? Yes, it does. Clear copy. Download. Okay, that's different to the input box. Download, and that also has full screen. Observations. Full screen tooltip is labeled. Is it 1L or 2L? As full screen. One word. Okay, where did I get to? I got to here, right? Coverage outline, maybe that's how it's called. That may be a bug. Inconsistent with world. I see it labeled. I mean, full screen is known as full screen is the is more common, let's say, or deemed as correct. Okay, so we've got the output box. We've got that. We've got a cursor, which is to be expected. Okay, let's call this the body then. Body. Input text box. Current line highlighting. Highlighting. Okay, current selected line is highlighted, let's say. Oh, you can type in the output box too. Okay. Users can type in the output box. Is this expected? Bottom bar. Okay, let's do this. So that's the top bar. Top bar. And this has a body, which is the same here. I assume it's the same. Current selected line is also highlighted. Input text box as well. See observation 2. So where am I going with this? Okay, so another observation that I've made so far is the decrease text size function only affects the relevant input box. So for example, what do I mean by that? So I mean, I saw it earlier, you know, when you make that big, these are independent in size. Also, there's no indicator of the font size, so I have no idea what it is. So if I were to try to so if I was to try and match these, I'll have to do it by eye, which may be an inconvenience. And is that a violation of any of these claims? I'm not sure. It doesn't talk about the text size, so yeah, that's fine. Relevant input box, no indicator on the current font size. So the size is in bytes, only there, bold, 183. So I noticed it does change depending on where the cursor is. Okay, so let me just verify. Number of bytes, 183. Should be correct, but I'm just going to do it anyway. I think lorem ipsum does it. Oh, sorry, no, I'm using completely the wrong tool. Let's just do character counter. 182. No. Character's 182, but according to this, it's 183. Is that right? Or if I'm going to try and save it into Notepad. Test. What do I get for the file size? Apparently it's 184, so it's inconsistent by 1 byte. That's interesting. So okay, size of file, or mean size according to the size in input box 1. This, sorry, all that is 183 bytes if saved in Notepad and to a file. Windows 10 shows it as 184 bytes. Okay, so users can type. Okay, so I've noticed a few things here already. Okay, let me just delete that. Don't need that anymore. What is how are we doing for time? Let's see. 15 minutes. I'm halfway through. Made a few observations. Most of it's documentation so far. I haven't even done the middle bit yet. So the middle bit, it says file. I'm not sure that's descriptive enough. Just open file there. Did they do the same thing? I don't understand. They must do, I assume. So let's take the let's just type some ABC there. Separator, identifier, mismatch. What happens if I mix it with numbers there? It doesn't work. So there's line numbers too, okay. Okay, line numbers. Ignore duplicate there, which is a checkbox. Okay. Let's forget this for now and then just I'm going to jump into risks. What are the possible risks that I can think of? Okay, what's the worst thing that could happen? The worst thing that could happen is sorry, I'm using the wrong browser here. Let me go back to this one. Numbers are not sorted correctly. Numbers are not sorted at all. What else is there? Don't know. Let's say the page. The page is display is becomes strange or something. Distorted. Okay, these are risks I've made up, obviously. But let's see. What else could you do here? There's so much you could do with this for testing. It's an input separator. What if you do 4? Okay, let's just try 4. Okay, I'm going to do this. Wait, it's 5. Is it 5? Let's change it back. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, so it's detected that. Okay, let's try this. What if you do this? So it knows that there isn't a... So I need to end it like that. Okay. Okay, what if I add more of these separators on the end? Does it make a difference? Doesn't make a difference. Output separator is, and if I don't put anything, interesting, it doesn't mash them together. Space. You must have a separator then. What if someone doesn't want a separator? I guess you can't have no separator. Maybe there's a missing validation message that could tell the user that you must enter one. Is there an invalid? What if I do this? Interesting. Okay. Seems to work. So let me put new line again. Ignore duplicate. Let's try that. Seems to work. And then what else can we do here? Sample number list. This is a strange one. I'm not sure. Load previous data from local storage. Is this tied to the save online? Okay, let's try full screen. Full screen there. That advert thing is covering the line and column index. Okay, let's try that. Why someone would want to do full screen on an output box, I don't know. Not sure what the intended use case was that is for. Save and share. Okay, I'm going to try not to document too much because I tend to write quite a lot, more than I test. So, same as potential here. So load URL. What if I load a completely? What if I load something like that? Does it know? It loads the whole website. Interesting. So there's no some kind of detection mechanism which checks that it's a list of numbers, I guess. Another enhancement request there, perhaps. Okay, let's clear that. So if I wanted to go back, can I go back now? Doesn't seem to work. Even though, so once you click URL, once you load a URL, it doesn't go back, does it? What if I do something? What if I find an actual? Let's use a real list. Okay, like this one. I assume that's real. Let's wait for it to load. So, oh, that's interesting. It gives you the URL here. I don't think it did that for me before with the invalid URL. Let's try and load the URL. Let's load itself. Clear. Straightforward. Does it maintain it? Does it, let's see, does it come? No, it clears it after. So if it's an invalid URL, it doesn't display the URL here, which is another inconsistency. What else is there? I've noticed. I was going to try this, wasn't I? Okay, so now that we've got a real, let's visit it because I'm curious. The actual URL. Okay, so it is the plain text file there. Okay. Okay, what do I need to do here? I want to experiment and see if I can load the previous data from local storage because I saw that didn't quite work as I expected. Let's do a simple list here. Let's just do okay, I want to keep that. Let me keep that for now. So keep that here. 1, 2. So this is the list I want to keep. 7, 8, 9, 10. So that's ascending, descending here. That's fine. Okay, let's see what happens. So I delete it. That's interesting. Yeah, it keeps it there. I guess it would, wouldn't it? Yeah, as soon as you start. It doesn't know. But okay, let's yeah, so I've done that. Now if I clear it, I want to try this. Yes, it comes back. It comes back. But if I load the URL, this one, and press it again, it no longer loads the previous data. So that's a little bit of flow testing for you. How are we doing for time here? 6 minutes to play around with this product. So I can say that, okay. Sometimes it does help if I don't write too much, but let's see. Let's see here. So okay, minus 90. Yeah, it's got minus 90 there. So negative numbers I didn't take into account. What did I notice? So I noticed that the load previous data from local storage, I think. Is that what it was called? Load previous data from local storage, yeah. Local storage. Does not function as it claims when loading an external URL. Pressing the button has no effect. And the numbers from the URL, I shouldn't say numbers, I should say data from the URL, is remains in the input box. Okay, so that's one thing I noticed. You got the URL, you got file there. Yeah, upload file, is that the same thing? I will try that at a later point. Sort number, auto update. Can I make it so it gets confused? Okay. So if I get rid of a comma, what happens? Or space. Or new line, should I do new line? Oops. Okay, so no duplicate. That'll be a tough one to try and break that. Okay. What else is here? Okay, the worst thing, let me focus again. Worst thing that could happen. Numbers are not sorted correctly. Numbers are not sorted at all. Page display gets distorted. Can I find something critical in 3 minutes? Descending. Okay, let's do that. Let's reload this. Sorry. Let's reload this URL with these settings on, maybe, and see what happens. Oh, I don't have auto update on. Let's try that again. It doesn't reset these settings. So let's try it. That's my fault. Let me see. I assumed it would do that. Okay, now I can try again. So it does update after I paste it in. Descending. So that's another inconsistency. It's saying ascending A to Z in the tooltip and Z to A in this one. If I upload another URL, will it also replace that? We shall see. Let's try a Google. Let's just try google.com. Google.com. It still displays the old URL, and I think it's because this is an invalid one. Okay, where can I find in the plain text? Plain text file. Let's just say that. Dummy. Dummy text generator. This won't work because it's going to just show. Sorry. Did I Google the wrong thing or DuckDuckGo the wrong thing? Yeah, I said plain text file. No, where am I going to find another one? Does it have another? Not sure now. Okay, let's try energy to separate it, identify a mismatch. I think we're coming towards the end, so I think I'll end it there. So this is the final product that I got. I think the most interesting bug that I found. Most interesting bug that I found is probably so yeah, the number of bytes there, and that doesn't function as it claims in a certain situation. Less documentation and more testing. Okay, thanks for watching. It's my first one, so it's a bit unstructured, but maybe next time I will be able to focus my efforts a bit more. Let me know if you got any feedback on how I can improve, or if you want to connect and do these together, because it's quite fun. Yeah. Happy testing.